What is up, guys? It's me, Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, and we're back with more LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Check this out, guys. On to another planet. This is Kashyyyk, and I'm probably going to slaughter the name, but I believe it's Kachirho? I like churros. Kachirho, maybe, perhaps? Free roam! We are going to get a trophy achievement called The Slice, which is rewarded for completing a section of the galaxy. We're going to get 26 Kyber bricks, 2 character tokens, 1 ship, and of course, 1 data brick. Now, here we are. We have just finished up our indoor space. That's right, indoor in space. Officially complete. We're going to go ahead and move along. And to do that, we're going to pull up our galaxy map, pull up Kashyyyk, and again, I'm probably saying this wrong, but Kachirho? Regardless, we're going to go ahead and take off. Now, keep in mind, this is a free roam video, so some moments have been slightly sped up or possibly even removed. Just all the non-essential stuff, nothing that you're going to miss out on. But there might be some points where the video is a little faster than what you're able to do, and that's because I've sped it up in post. All right, here we are. We've officially landed, and oh, look at that fancy new character display down in the bottom left corner. That's going to be just to show you which character it is. In this case, it's the Scout Trooper, and you get him for completing the Forest Gonk mission. And it just so happens there's a Gonk droid sitting right behind us, or right by the Falcon, or wherever you landed, or whatever you landed in. And we're going to go ahead and step up to the box and get our Gonk on. Now, it turns out you do need a special type of character in order to communicate, but apparently Vader is well-versed in that. So, sometimes a protocol droid might be required, and you could simply hop into this bad guy right here, but I recommend hopping onto the Gonk, as he will do most of the driving for you. In fact, if you click on the left analog stick, it should even speed him up and get him to run. Run, little Gonky, run! Right, this mission requires us to take out a group, or actually a couple groups, of clone troopers, and basically just allow the Gonk free passage to where he wants to go. So just take out all the clone troopers at each of the, I believe, 3 stops? And it's a little helpful tip for you guys, too, is that once you land in an area where you might be getting attacked, you could use your compass in the bottom left-hand corner to kind of indicate where those red bad guys are. In fact, you can see we've got 3 dots right now. We're about to make it 2. There you go. And, of course, headshots for the win. Pop that melon off, and it should drop things a little faster. All right, we got one more scattered over here hiding in the bushes. That's right. See how the compass comes into play? It makes it a lot easier. Go ahead and hop on the old Gonk and get on out. And now be careful here. Now, I want to point out there are a bunch of sandcastles related to another challenge. In fact, it's the last Kyber brick challenge we do. And we did it this way because it's actually one of the last couple of things that pops up. And we got a little tip for that as well. In fact, you can see that we got the collectible detector on, but we haven't fully upgraded it. So it's not showing every single item scattered throughout the map. But in our case, later, it doesn't show it, but we'll show you how to make it work for you. All right. It just makes it easier having these big markers telling you where all 14 of them are. However, they do pop up on your map as long as you've been close enough to them to show up, just like any other collectible. You have to get within the vicinity before they pop up and present themselves. Like right now, we can't see the data card on the map, but eventually we'll get close enough to it and it'll be revealed. All right, up the hill we go. We got another stop. This is the 3rd and final one, I do believe. There's a handful of baddies here. And I'm using a bounty hunter to go ahead and take these guys out just because he shoots in bursts of 3. It kind of reminds me of my favorite gun in the Apex Legends, which is the Hemlock. I know it's not the favorite gun for a lot, but I do love the burst action. Takes me back to my old SOCOM days when I used to use the M16. That's right, I'm dating myself. I'm super old. I used to play games that were probably made before you were even born. No, I don't know how old you are, but regardless, I am old. We've established that. All right, Gonk, 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 Gonk. See, look at that. The bounty hunter is not capable of talking to him, so we're going to toggle back over to Vader. And look at that. Finally, we've arrived. He's going to open the door for us, and inside is going to be, well, we're going to get rewarded with the character token. There's nothing really else going on. There's just a dude dancing in there, which is a little suspect. All right, so next up, we're actually going to take on a Kyber brick. And, I just a second ago mentioned that some of them don't show up right away. Well, there's this levels, too. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different levels on top of the ground floor, and we're going to utilize that quite a bit. So in this case, we're going to drop down, and we're going to do some swinging. That's right, get your swing on. we recommend using a scavenger or in our case, Vader works pretty well too, as they can climb on the old nets. I was trying to get the right angle here to get it to show that jump icon to let me yeet out onto that vine, but it didn't do it. But it's all right. We dropped down and plummeted to our doom, but we got that brick on the way down. Now, if you fell and you didn't get it, quickly toggle back to your other character, as he should be up top, and it should give you at least a second go at that. Once you're ready to go ahead and keep on with the keeping on, we're going to go ahead and switch to a protocol droid and get our Wookiee conversation happening here. And he tells us that there are a couple of Wookiees in need of some help. So we're going to go provide some assistance and some extra firepower. So we're going to go ahead and follow the old waypoint marker here, which actually there's a couple of different spots. So I had a quick moment of which way do I go? Which way do I go? But basically, again, it's the rule of 3. We've got 3 locations that we need to go and take out a bunch of clone troopers. After each area has been eradicated, you do want to talk to the Wookiee. Being totally honest here, I'm not 100% sure you need to do it, but save yourself some time of having to maybe run back and talk to these guys and just do it while you're here. All right, now this next section is kind of confusing as we run right through another area of clone troopers that's not related to what we're doing. So because we're a bounty hunter, they do not attack us, which is nice. And we're going to just go ahead and blaze right on by them over into this corner here where we've got another group of troopers trying to take out our fellow Wookiee friend. So we're going to go ahead and deplete them meters, and he should be ready to convert. Oh, nope, we knocked him down, but didn't knock him out. So we'll go ahead and toggle over to our protocol droid to get our conversation on one more time.
I thought that was you. Thank you.
I don't know what he really said, but that's what it felt like he was going to say. So we'll just go with that. All right, moving along, people, moving along. We'll go ahead and follow the waypoint marker all the way over. Ooh, this is a fun puzzle. It's actually really easy, and I think we take that on next, but soon if it's not next. All right, surprise! We snuck up right behind these guys, and we'll take them all down. And it's nice that they don't really focus on you until you, blast them a few times, and by then they're pretty much done did. All right, there's Buddy. We'll go ahead and talk to him. He's going to cue us and tell us to go back over to other Buddy, our original mission giver, the mission giver. And you can see there's a yellow comment balloon with the star in it off in the distance, indicating that we have some stuff to be done over there, and we're not far away, which is pretty sweet. So again, just a quick reminder, we do have quick links down below in the video description if there's something specific you're looking for, or maybe you just want to toggle through all of these, because sometimes people have played through these levels or areas and have a lot of this stuff done, and you could simply use those quick links too to figure out which mission names you need, so that's helpful as well. All right, here we are. As promised, we got this weird puzzle going here. It's called Trapped Troopers, and it's a little bit of a blooper moment here, and I'll show you here in a second. You got to take out the middle section and then build it up into a magnetic crane main, and then it's going to spin around this push switch and reveal itself. So go ahead and push it around. That's right. Push it good. And it's going to open up once you pull it down with a grappler. And in our case, we use the old BB-8, the old round hound. Thank you, sir. And I'm going to try to sneak in and grab this Kyber brick before this thing sinks. What? Apparently, there is some quicksand out there, and it takes the ship in our Kyber brick. What are we ever going to do? Oh, just be patient. It's going to pop up. Look at that. It pukes up, and we can actually walk out there and grab it now. So what was once quicksand is no longer that, man. All right, moving on to the next Kyber brick. We've got swing and a brick. And I haven't really noted this yet, but the order of which these are done is not that important. In fact, you could literally start at the bottom of our quick link list and work your way back, and it would still yield you pretty much everything. Now, there are a couple of missions that unlock others as you go along, but other than that, it's pretty much whichever order you like or need. I recommend using the Bounty Hunter on this swing and brick section here, as it's easy just to get out there and float across with the old jetpack. However, you could get your swing on and yeet yourself out there too. I just found it easier to go ahead and use the jetpack. Now, this next one is actually super easy as well. It's way up in the trees. In fact, if you don't mark it, it's easily missed, assuming you don't have the collectible detector all the way maxed out. Now, fun fact for you, once you turn it all the way up, everything shows. And it's pretty crazy on screen having all these blue blips flashing all the time. So if you do find yourself being annoyed or confused by that, you can actually go to your menu and turn it off. You can deactivate the collectible detector. Sadly, you can't turn it down like level 1, level 2, level 3, or whatever. It's only on or off, but it is helpful. And in our case, we've got it on, but we only have the level 1 purchase so far. And we've done that by design because we didn't want it to be too crazy. All right, I was trying to do the old sneak attack here by getting up behind Buddy, and unfortunately, it didn't work. So we'll go ahead and, we don't really need to take these guys out as they do respawn as soon as I turn around. Look, they're already there. All right, now there's, I believe, 2 ways you can do this. You could either use a villain character and open it up. You can see that there's a terminal there. And I'm going to choose a villain character and just toss a grenade. And look at that. Booyah, Kashyyyk. We now have access to a bunch of Wookiees. And you can see there's a collectible there chilling. It's indicating that there is a ship there. It's the HMP Droid Gunship. And for whatever reason, we don't have it yet. Actually, I know why we don't have it. We got to go talk to the guys over around the corner. I'm going to take these troopers out first. Again, I'm not 100% sure you need to take them out. You might be able to just run down there and talk to the Wookiees once you have freed them. But in our case, we're going to go ahead and ratty the baddies and then work our way down to, that's right, Wookiee Central. Oh, that's right. Vader doesn't speak Wookie. It's interesting that he can speak Gonk, but not Wookie. Especially with some time spent with Chewie in the early days, huh? All right, we'll go ahead and pick that up. The prisoners of... I don't know if that's really how that breaks out, but it sounded good to me. All right, next up, moving along, we're going to go ahead and jump into another Kyber brick on the ground floor. We're trying to take out all these on the lower levels, and then we're going to try to stick to the, I'll call them towers, if you will. There are multiple buildings that have levels that sometimes go 4, 5, 6, 7 layers up. And we're going to try to get those all in sequence as best as possible. There's going to be a little bit of back and forth, but for the most part, we're pretty direct. Now, fun fact for you guys, as I'm running over to this and jumping into the water, on my scouting run, I was actually listening to some music, happened to be the Talking Heads. And there's a song called Take Me to the River, Drop Me by the Water. Some of you guys have probably never even heard of the Talking Heads before, but it was actually quite comical for me as I tagged that brick, had no idea it was by any water or anything. And as I'm jumping into it, it's literally singing, take me to the river. I guess I better get it right if I'm going to sing, right? That's like the rule. If you're going to sing, Brian, make sure you get it right. All right, another Kyber brick on the trees here. This one's really easy. Simply take out the debris on the trees and then jump up and wee. All right, bad Brian. No more bad jokes, or at least not. We'll put at least like a cooldown timer on it. We got like 30 seconds at least. All right, this next brick up top is pretty crazy. It's up way up there, and we're going to go ahead and target it. So you notice that I toggled up a couple levels. It's actually on the 3rd floor if you're looking at the map. By doing this, it actually takes us on a nice clean path all the way up to a glide point, which will allow us to, take a leap of faith out onto a platform with a series of pressure-sensitive switches. We haven't seen a puzzle quite like this, at least so far in our journey here. We've seen it before in others, but not quite like this one. This one has like 12, I think, little buttons you need to press in a certain amount of time. And the timer seems to be kind of wonky, too. It seems like it just kind of goes, and then it starts over when it finishes. Maybe that was just an experience I had, or maybe I'm even remembering it wrong, but once we get all the way up top, we're going to switch on over to a scavenger character, and of course, press and hold the circle, or I guess B button. It could be a different button depending on what platform you're playing on. Pull out the glider is what I'm getting at, and get your glide on. We're going to try to strategically land on one of these swikels up here. And just as a quick tip, I'm going to recommend you take out all of the items on these platforms. Reason being is that some of them are cover points, and your character can actually sort of attach to cover, slowing you down, or maybe even preventing you from getting any further, which is going to be extremely frustrating knowing that there is a timer related to this challenge. And I'm also going to recommend, once you've cleared out the path up here, I'm going to use a BB-8 or a, like an astromech, something that's on the ground that rolls. Reason being is your characters have steps, right? You left, right, left, right. Notice how far they go, especially if you've upgraded your speedy sprint core upgrade. So in this particular case, I just feel that having both feet on the ground, or in this case, the round hound, which I was a little suspect trading, like, wait, where am I? What's going on? All right, I finally figured out both characters up here, even though I only glided down here with one. And I'm going to start at the far end. I don't think it matters which side you start at, but I'm going to work my way towards the Kyber brick. And notice, for the most part, I am not boosting. There are a couple of moments that I do get my speed on. But for the most part, I'm just kind of cruising from spot to spot. And look at that. First try. No edits or nothing. Now, in my scouting run, it took me like 7 or 8 tries. But so it might be a little difficult. But beach button blitz. Beach button blitz. Anybody get that reference? Anybody? Come on. Come on. You got to have seen some movies and listened to some music over time. Hopefully you guys got that. All right, Kachirho's chorus. Hopefully I'm saying that even remotely close. I know you Star Wars fanatics are going to have at me, but I'm bad. I'm bad at pronouncing things. I've been bad at it for years. I'm not going to stop now. This one's actually quite fun. It has a nice little a reward, if you will. We're going to step into this little gazebo, talk to the Wookie choir master. He's actually going to tell us that these guys don't know what they're doing. And essentially, we need to talk to each Wookie, find out what kind of a note they are. He was a medium-low note. Now, fun fact for you, we're going to use the Force and basically push these Wookiees over to a podium, kind of like if you win at the Olympics or whatever. You got bronze, silver, and gold. Well, there's 4, so there's bronze, silver, gold, and platinum in this particular case. Basically, you got to put the low note in the low spot, the medium low in the medium low, which is number 2. Then we got a medium high, so that's going to be number 3. And then last but not least, we've got high, higher than a whale. And we'll go ahead and put them all in place and then step back and enjoy. This is actually really fun. And I'm hoping that no copyright pops here, as there is kind of a famous moment. But all right, I'm going to be quiet for a hot second. Ready? Moment of silence. I thought that was pretty awesome. So make sure you collect your brick. However, fun fact for you too, I don't know if you figured this out. If you complete a task that rewards you a Kyber brick and you run away from it and perhaps maybe you aren't close enough to collect it or whatever, it will automatically reward you with it. So gone are the days of completing a mission and forgetting to collect a collectible, which actually seriously threw some kinks in some of my plans in some previous videos and other series. No kidding. Like, I've actually done a task, forgot to collect a gold brick or a red brick or whatever the case may be, and I've had to go back and re-record that level because I messed it up. Not in Lego Star Wars, but in previous games, probably like The Hobbit or something way back when. All right, next one is up in one of the towers. Not all the way up, but a couple levels. So we're going to follow the old waypoint marker up and around. This one is actually called Welcome to Kachirho. This one's super easy to get and likely was expected to be one of the first ones you get, as so far we've seen a couple of these, right? We got Welcome to, we had Welcome to Twirl Village, and we had Welcome to Ewok Village. And now we've got Welcome to Kachirho, which I'm probably saying wrong, but anyways. All right, moving along, we're going to go ahead and grapple our way kind of over to the left side. And we're going to actually pick a brick, which is up a floor. So we'll label that guy there. Notice, again, we went up a floor. Did you know? Or actually, sorry, down a floor. My bad. I lied. Upsy downsies. And inside, we've got this this crazy brick. And, well, wait a minute. How do you get this one? This one actually has 4 targets you need to take out. Turns out there are 2 targets below the Kyber brick and 2 targets above. I'm going to show you a quick trick that I learned on accident. By using the Force on these targets, your range for hitting them is much greater. Did you notice that I took out both targets with 1 push of the Force? Check this out. Now, when I try to push the Force on the 3rd target, it actually doesn't hit it, but it hits the one right above me. And I'm going to go show you where it is. And look at it, it hit it up there, and I did have to toss my saber at the 4th one. But it turns out I only had to do 3 actions, right? I only had to push the Force twice and yeet my saber once to get all 4 of them. So you might find that in those target-based ones that you use a character with the Force as opposed to like a blaster or any other kind of weapon. Now, you might notice too along the way that I am sort of smashing and grabbing as many studs as possible. Basically, I'm just, until we get our next stud multiplier brick and we really get to collecting, I'm going to be a little bit worried about studdage. And as it turns out, we finished this area with a data card, but unfortunately not enough money to buy the next multiplier. So we'll take a couple more levels. Hopefully after space, we can, maybe do a space battle and maybe find like I don't know, maybe there's a stud comment out there too. But I'm hoping that we get a little bit extra, but I think we need about 1 million studs. I think we're about 1.2 million when we finish. And then I grinded some studs and I think I got like 200,000 or something, but... All right, next Kyber brick is going to be called Pipe Prize, and it's legit at the top of some pipes on the backside of the island here. And all you need to do is have a character that can scale the old, the net launcher walls, poles, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to suggest blasting one on, not the bottom one, but the second one up, because your character can jump high enough to actually reach it. And sadly, you can only deploy 2 nets at a time. So in this case, we've got one on the second one and one on the, the 4th one? And of course, now we're going to go ahead and shoot one right above, which you might have to stand back a little bit to get the right angle, because it is a bit of a funny angle. Once you get it all in place, climb all the way to the top and grab that one up on the pipes. Woo to the who, top of the world, ma. Actually, not quite. We got a higher spot that we'll be at a later date. All right, I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to make my way over and kind of reveal part of this area. Some of the map is not showing yet, and all you need to do is simply trudge your way around into those darker spots, and it should reveal any collectibles locally or, the map itself for that matter. So now, be careful on the beach here, because there are those sandcastles as part of a, I guess it's a puzzle. We'll take that on later. And you can see them, those little targets everywhere, those swikles. Those are, in fact, related to a Kyber brick challenge that we'll do. Well, they're not a challenge. I shouldn't say that, because there are actual challenges, and that's not what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a puzzle mission type, but I could be wrong. It could be a side quest or a side mission. All right, this one was simple. Shoreline silver. I'm sure you guys figured it out. All you needed was a silver brick breaker. Go ahead and yeet a thermal detonator out there and destroy that silver box and collect your Kyber brick. All right, this next one's kind of tricky because there are 2 fuses. That's right. You need to pick up 2 fuses and insert them into these panels in order to open the door. And in this case, we know right where one is. It's under the stairs out front. And the next one is really simple too. In fact, it actually shows you, because there is a purple arrow on screen right now, and you run up about 1.5 floors and look out, and there should be a hippo to the hoppa point on the log. Jump out on it, walk a little further down, pick up the fuse, and make your way back. Simply insert it by pressing the icon indicated, and oh boy, the door should open. And look at that, we've got ourselves a Kyber brick. Wookie Wattage, officially ours. All right, we are almost to that halfway point of this video, guys. And I got to be honest, I've been on a single take so far for this audio. Generally, I have to do 2, 3, 4 of them, but so far I've been nailing it, as we like to say around here. First try. All right, next Kyber brick is going to be called Soaring Through the Trees. And as you might have guessed, this one is up a ways. And we got a couple tricky ones on this that require some platforming. And these platforms that you have to jump on are very much annoying. They're very time-based. And I highly recommend swinging your camera around to whatever angle works for you. We talked about this on a couple of other videos too, but some of those jumps are hard to land, and you can actually position your camera in a way that makes it easier for you to determine where you are. Now, as I'm up here, you might notice we need a scavenger character to go ahead and use the glider. And instead of, toggling to my other character right now, which was the scavenger, I was sort of waiting for him to pop up here. Because if I toggle to my other character, the AI, or a not-so-I in this case, he's not going to be anywhere near me. He's going to be long ways away. So I just went ahead and manually selected another scavenger character and pulled out my glider. And as I turn around, I thought for sure he'd be there, but he's not. Luckily for me, though, I fail this. I think I failed this. And he ends up being there. In fact, I think I did edit it out. So I did make a mistake here. I jumped too high, and I was way above the final one, and I glided right over the top of it. I'm not even kidding. You can be too high to fly by that Goldie. But we got it. Soaring through the trees is ours, and now we're going to do a little hippa to the hoppa. And, again, my AI is still over on the other side. And I know this for a fact because when I get up here a little bit further, I actually toggle to my other character. And sadly, I'm nowhere near where I need to be. And as long story short, I had to do an edit and get my characters back over this. Because it was crazy. Like, here in a second, I get up to where I need to be. I grapple over. And get up top, and then I'm pretty sure I tag the Kyber brick. I show you on the map where we are. Yep. And I note that this is it. This is the one. Cheers, Big Ears is the name of it. And what we need to do is actually hang off onto these grapples on either side. There's two of them, so you need both characters. And so I jump down and land on the one and toggle to my other character. Now, there has been an edit here that just edits right over to Cody standing here. But if you noticed, last time we saw our other character, I was actually the scavenger. I can't remember his name. I want to call him Gimli, but that's not the right series. But essentially, long story short, the AI is mildly frustrating at times in this, and just know that it happens to me as well. So I get them both up here, pull down both of the switches, and of course, it opens up, and cheers, Big Ears. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the last couple levels, I've actually said that a couple of times. I had no idea there was a mission to do called this. But the reason I've said cheers, Big Ears, and why I say fuse instead of fuse, is because it's an Apex Legends reference. One of the characters, his name is Fuse, and he talks kind of with an accent. And when he says things, like, cheers, Big Ears, like, it sounds fun. And so, anyways, it's just kind of fun for me and I don't have any idea if maybe that was a reference to that. If you think about it, there is a company called Respawn that makes a Star Wars game, right? First Order, what is it? Jedi for right? Okay, Fallen Order. And then we also have the same company, Respawn, who makes Apex Legends. So there is sort of a Star Wars crossover there that may be related. I don't know. All right, how many Wookiees does it take? I feel like this is a reference to an old joke. I don't really want to, make the joke because it's sort of like, I don't know, it's sort of demeaning or, I don't like it. But there's a joke. I'll let you kind of fill in some blanks here. But, how many people does it take to screw in a light bulb kind of a thing? That's how I felt like that's what this was, right? Because we're actually having to build up sort of a ladder, and that was part of the joke, right? It was always two, one to screw in the bulb and one to hold the ladder and one to screw in the bulb or whatever, right? I don't even remember. See, that's how bad I am. I don't remember those kind of bad jokes. If it's not a dad joke, it's not my kind of joke. I guess maybe that probably was a dad joke. Hey, data joke. We got a data card. Oh, boo. Hey, I told you the cooldown was only 30 seconds for the bad joke interference time. But, all right, so we've officially targeted the old data card. And look at this. This thing is so easy. All you need is a bounty hunter to get your jetpack on. And you probably don't even need that. You could probably double jump across that gap. But I do recommend the jetpack as it makes it noise. All right, back across we go, and the next one is actually called Below Deck. There's actually a Kyber brick in a cage right here, and I'm going to show you where the target is, but again, I wanted to just kind of show you that the Force is actually a little overpowered as well. And I'm going to come down here and watch. I'm going to shoot some debris off and show you the target. Look at me. All right, but I'm not going to shoot the target. I'm actually going to go back up, and I'm just going to look at the old Kyber brick cage, switch to Vader, and boom. Push the force, which hits the target. So any target-related missions, I definitely, so far, am recommending the Force. Because it just seems like it has a much wider, broader hit zone, and I feel like you have a better chance of hitting the targets with that, or maybe even multiple targets with one push. We did it on Twirl Village. It happened once, too. So anyway, so far it's working. It may prove to be problematic in the future, but for now, it's something to be aware of. All right, next up is Kyber brick number 19. See, we're making some pretty good ground here. There's only 26 bricks, and we're on 19 already. Precarious panel. All right, so there is one coming up that we have to do some weird stuff. And this one's kind of tricky, too. I yeeted off and plummeted to my doom. I actually got really lucky on the landing there. And all the reason, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did that to speed it up a little bit because I wasn't really sure how long it was going to take to get around, and it was a little bit of a funny angle, but this one's pretty simple. Really, you just need to find, I believe it's 4 different boxes that you can use the Force on to go ahead and manipulate and stack up. Basically, we're building another ladder. So sort of repetitive in what needs to be done, but all in all, different because we got to use the panel up top. Turns out there should be one right next to you, one behind you, one to the left of yous, and is it 3? 3 enough? I think we need one more. And this was a little bit of a funny angle here too. Like I'm not sure. Like it shows you, oh, you can put it here. Oh, you can put it here with the purple sort of outlines or the blue outlines. But like it won't let me put it anywhere. Like just put it somewhere. I don't even care anymore. Just accept it. It's a brick and click it. Okay. Whew. All right, last but not least, we're actually going to go up a level. And up on this little, I guess it's another little gazebo, we're going to find the last one we need. So go ahead and drop it like it's hot. And the placement of it shouldn't need to be perfect, but you will need to switch to a hero character, someone who can access these terminals. And for us, we just so happen to have Commander Cody out, which was nice. We'll step up there, and we are close enough that it will allow us to use it. So there may be a little bit of a special hot zone you need to be in. So if you placed it off to the right or left or maybe towards away from it, you might have to manipulate that top box a little bit. But the lower one shouldn't matter as much. Once you get that panel complete, booyah, kashyyyk, inside is the brick just waiting for us. So we'll go ahead and collect that. Thank you very much. Take out a few things, collect a few studs, and we are out of here. Next up, pipe pull-up. This one is on the other side. As you can see, we've pretty much nailed everything in this particular section, high and low. So away we go. So we've targeted another spot way off in the distance. And, as free roam becomes a little bit more... well, basically, I was sort of noobing it up the first couple, right? Like, I was so worried about the unlock order, and which, by the way, there is sort of a cheeky thing that happens at the end of this level where we have to go start another mission. We don't complete it, but we do have to go off-planet to start another mission. And I probably should have mentioned that earlier, too. But really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't take away from any other areas or collectibles or anything. But it does actually cost us a little bit of time in having to go do it, so... that's the only bummer part. All right, all the way up over here, we have found that there is officially a point that we need to grapple. I'm looking for my grappler behind me, hoping that my AI will catch up, but man, he is a slow poke. So I'm going to switch over to somebody else like Jango Fett. I'm going to go ahead and get my grapple on and climb up. That's right, you got to pull up to get to it. Get the joke now? Pipe pull up? Yeah, could have been pipe prom night, too. All right, never mind. If you know, you know. And if you don't, move along, people, move along. All right. We're going to go ahead and toggle up and down. Oh, look at that. We've got one on the top floor. All right, so we're going to mark that, and up we go. Luckily for us, we do have the attract studs. Pretty much, I think it's powered all the way up, and it's slurping up them studs. Oh, this one. All right, so this one's kind of cheeky. You actually have to talk to the Wookie here. He gives us a hint that says, oh, maybe you can open it from the outside. And so we're going to go ahead and find a little secret passage. In fact, you can see it in the left side of your screen there. There's a stairway out of here. No, it's not the Stairway to Heaven, if that's one of your songs. That's a classic, right? But we're actually going to go out and jump over a couple of platforms. Then we're going to toggle to Vader. Now, the reason we're toggling to a Sith or a hero, Jedi-based character is because the platforming. I am not a fan of this platforming, as I've already mentioned. These, they move a little different, and the angle is a little different. So I've got my camera tilted the way I want it. I've got a pretty good rhythm on the jumps. One tip I would say that's important is you always want to tap in the direction that you're jumping to, because if you're looking the opposite way, you'll do a backflip and you won't be able to double jump. So make sure that you always tap, like if you're going left, tap left to make sure you get it. But all right, treasure in the trunk. This one's pretty easy. In fact, now that we've got that grappled door open, we're going to go ahead and make our way in, and straight across the doorway here is a little platform hiding with a Kyber brick tucked inside. For a hot second there, I was worried I was going to tag the wrong one because they're like right on top of each other. And I've been really bad about which way do I go on the map. But ultimately, I nailed it, and treasure in the trunk is officially ours. All right, so there should be another Kyber brick on the map real close by. So we're going to go ahead and work our way outside and pull it up on the old Mapperoni. As you can see here, we've targeted it. It's on the same layer as us. It won't let me target it, though. What is going on? Sometimes it does that. Have you guys noticed that? All right, this one is kind of tricky. You got to jump out onto these vines and swing from vine to vine and then over. But I botched that, so I fall and plummet to my doom. I'm going to recommend you take out these items on the ledge just to give yourself a little bit more comfort. And then double jump out there, and you should be able to get it. Climb up a ways, and maybe get your swing on just a little bit. But a good double jump, timed right, should get you to that next vine. And I do believe I do like a quick... Yep, all the way over. All right, nailed it. And we're going to climb the ladder. You can see we just hit that 6 million mark with studs. As I was mentioning earlier, we were quite a bit short of 7 million. So maybe it wasn't like 200,000. Maybe it was a lot more than a couple 100,000. But I did grind out to 7 million. I do know that my save file, when I start the next video, should have roughly 7 million. Climb, 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 and some more climb. I may or may not have added one too many climbs there. But, all right, moving along. We've got Kyber Brick 24. Twirl around the trunk. This one is actually, spoiler alert, it's quite a twirly type of, it's way over there. And for what it's worth, too, guys, I apologize now on this one. So if I would have targeted the other Kyber Brick, and I'm telling you this now as I glide out there was two over there roughly in the same place. One was on the right side, one was on the left side of this big tower we're flying towards. And if I would have tagged the other one first, we would have been able to get them both in one swoop. It essentially works out so that it works its way down as you go around. And sadly, I got the lower one first, not allowing us to go back up. There's a couple of zip lines you could have zipped from the top one to the lower one, but I go to the lower one first, requiring us to go back up, and then we basically go right by the same spot again. So not a big deal per se, but we like to be as efficient as possible, so I'm going to go ahead and just apologize in advance now. So here we go. We're back up to what looks like the old grapple plug door, but this one's a little different. Well, maybe not, I guess. Maybe our Kyber brick was up in there. It just looks a little different to me, and I feel like we're on a different platform now. And I'm having a hard time jumping up here, and if you find that you're struggling, make sure that you don't have a scavenger with an item out. In my case, I definitely had a jetpack out, or the glider, I guess it's called. But you can see here, I'm twirling all the way down, and it's easy. Twirly pulls. All right, got it. Twirl around the trunk. And now I can go ahead and keep on with the keeping on. But once I get over there, you can see that other brick that's right there is, it's actually going to be too high for me to get on this side. So I got to drop down and then run all the way back up. Sadly, I can't yeet. Oh, I might have been able to jetpack out there, glide over there, but I missed it altogether. So assuming that you're following along and you're doing the same thing, we're just going to go ahead and start it over. Hit that reset button, go to the base, and climb up using the old, the old revolutionary staircase here. It's very roundabouts. Once we get all the way up, we're actually going to leap out that same window and go the opposite direction this time. So here we go. We should go off to the left because the door is there blocking our path. So back down a little bit and up this secret passageway. Now, before we had the staircase, and again, I cannot confirm that this is the same. So I feel like it's a different one because when we come this way, it doesn't have the same platforms and stuff. So it's got to be a different one than... So there's 2 of those spots, but one is gooder than the other. Now, wait a minute. What am I doing here? I got Vader out. I'm not feeling very confident about this. Yeah, we want Jango. We want that jetpack. And I'm going to go ahead and jump and jet, and whoo, that was close. Ooh, I almost fell there too. So there's another grapple plug there, but again, it's different. But luckily for us, the crate Clamber? That's a weird name. I thought for sure I had misspelled that and it was Climber. But no, it's Clamber. I guess I don't get the joke. Next up, Sandcastle Crasher. This is actually going to be our final Kyber brick mission. Normally, I would go ahead and do 14 quick links for these, as there are 14 destinations. However, okay, couple of things here. One, they're all labeled on your map already if you've followed around and basically done what we did. And 2, if you turn on your collectible detector, it'll actually show you by flashing blue markers all over the place. Or if you don't want to upgrade or don't want to use your collectible detector maxed out, you can just simply hit all these spots and follow along with us on the map. I've got to be honest, we get all the way to the end and we don't have like one missing or nothing. You could simply do like a count job too and make sure you have all 14 of the circles presented. And if you don't, then just follow along in the video. That's going to be the best way. I recommend not spending the money on the maxing out the collectible detector. It's also costing you Kyber bricks. The reason is it just gets too crazy. However, knowing you can turn it on and off, you could toggle it on for this moment and then turn it off when you're done. But like I said, I go through each one of these. They're super easy. If you've played through the level, they should all be on your map already. The worrisome thing about this level is the last bit. That should be the part. Now, there is a requirement for one of the... it's not a challenge. It's a side quest, I believe. And we're going to show you how to do that without interfering with future videos or collectibles, which is pretty awesome. Because in this case, it's just start the mission. It's not complete it. So, but I'll go into full detail once we get this done. We still got a few more of these left. I thought about putting notes on here too, like 1 of 14, 2 of 14, 3 of 14. But, you know, it counts along too. So there's 8 of 14 right there. And again, like this is just one of those ones that's too easy. You don't need the quick links, I don't think. If you do, let me just back it up a little bit. If y'all are having trouble and you want the quick links or need the quick links, let me know and they could always be added at a later date. But there's a lot of quick links already, and I don't think you'll need these guys. So, all right, there is 9 of 14. So we just got 5 more, and there are only 2 on my map. Oh, no. No, it's okay, guys. I promise. I don't have to do any trudging around or looking. They're all there. As I get close to the next one pops. As I get the next one pops. It's just kind of like a domino effect. So you should be good to go. Although this last one, so I just ran by one that wasn't showing up yet, but I saw it as I ran by it, so I knew it was there. So just be aware. And there's another one straight up ahead. You can see it off in the distance, baby. All right, this one got to turn around a little bit. Pew, pew, pew. All right, 12 of 14. So now we got 2 more. One of them's back in this corner, but where's the last one? No, I'm just kidding. It's there. As soon as we get to this other one, we can see it off in the distance as well. They do have a sort of a blue glow around them, so you should be able to see it. There's 13, and there you can see the little red flag straight up ahead. And we're going to keep on with the keeping on and take it out. And then, guys, we're going to go ahead and do some pretty squirrely stuff. You're going to want to follow along and pay attention because this next bit is important. All right, super counter number 14. Last but not least, let's grab it and collect our Kyber brick for completing the Sandcastle Crasher. All right, so Kyber bricks complete. Last but not least, we have another character to unlock. So what we have to do here is we have to activate a task called No Harm in Asking. So as we pull up our missions here and we look, we've got this locked side quest here. And we're going to go ahead and spend the 30K and get the reward, or the rumor. You can see we've got everything else completed. We have this one task that's in blue that says start No Harm in Asking on Mos Eisley. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull up our map and fly on over to Tatooine, scroll down to Mos Eisley, and we're going to zoom over there. Now, again, the travel time has been removed as best as possible. And we're going to go ahead and land here. And take a couple steps forward to get that map to sort of populate, because as soon as you spawn here, if you've never been here, it might not show. So a couple steps forward. And then we're just going to scroll over to the right. There's this doorway here, and I'm going to tag this Kyber brick because that's just, there's nothing else. I can't tag the door. I can look in the door, but I cannot tag it as a marker. So I'm tagging that brick to get me into the little cantina there. And once we get in there, we're actually literally going to walk in the door and turn around. To our right, there's going to be a guy there that needs some help with a side quest. And luckily for us, guess what? It's no harm in asking. Actually, you know what? I think there's a typo on the screen right now. It should be fixed by the time you guys see it, but it's no arm in asking, not no harm in asking. I think I said no harm already, but it's no arm in asking. That's the name of the challenge. So, no arm in asking. Boom. So we're going to go ahead and accept it, right? Boom. It's officially going to take over. Our destination is a Kyber brick right now. It should change into no arm in asking. Maybe. Yep. All right. Now on the right, new missions unlocked. It's unlocked something on Hoth, right? But it's also unlocked something on where we are, over on Kachirho. But it's also targeting and wanting us to complete this no arm in asking mission. So I'm going to scroll down to Tatooine, Mos Eisley, and turn it off to avoid any confusion. So I've deselected the mission we just activated, which then gave us access to a mission back on Kashyyyk, right? So I know, kind of confusing, but we're going to load back to Kashyyyk. We don't even have to run back or anything. We're Kachirho, here we come. And we're going to touch base, land on the ground. As soon as we get here, we're going to pull up our map. Once we do that, it should present a new character ready to be picked off. And Booyakashow, look at that. He's on the ground floor, even making it easy to get to. And a couple of rumors have been unlocked. I think that's just a display glitch catching up. We've already done all the ones that are local anyways. Crate Clamber, we got, you know that. We also, look at all these different, there's a bunch of them that have become unlocked now. So kind of funny how that works, which is why it was so important for the perfect unlock path, which so far we've been pretty successful for, minus this little debacle here. But again, doesn't affect anything moving forward. It just allows us to continue and finish this area. So what we need to do here is we need to smuggle some stuff for him. So we're going to do another one of those flying ones with the rule of 3, where we get attacked 3 different times and have to take out a bunch of flyers. So we're going to have to pull up our map, and we're going to have to go back to Tatooine. And look at that. It's even to Mos Eisley. So and I'm probably saying that wrong too. So officially, we are here in space. That's right. And we're going to take out 6 ties to get through the first section. And then it'll zoom us into the next. And then we'll take out, I believe it's 10, maybe 12. And then the last one is either 12 or 15. I can't remember. So quite a few. It's roughly about 30 ties you got to take down in 3 different sections. And once you get through it, it'll actually land us back on Mos Eisley. And we got to run back into the Cantina again and have one last conversation with Buddy. Once we do, though, that's actually going to complete this mission and actually complete Kachirho and allow us to see that 100% in the final totals, which is going to be awesome. Now, keep in mind that including space, there are 58 locations by our count, give or take 1 or 2. So 58 total videos for free roam are expected. This is number 4. So we're just getting started, guys. That's pretty crazy. What do you guys think? Let me know if you like the improved character and ship labelings on the bottom left. If you find it's too intrusive, maybe kind of covering up the compass a little too much, or maybe some of the other stuff down there, let me know. I spent about an hour playing with different placements, different kind of graphics, different ways of doing it. I thought about just using the icon, showing the ship name or the ship itself or the character itself. But then I thought, well, some of these don't have I don't know the names. Like I would have never remembered Grok Chawawawawawa, however you say it. I'm sure I'm slaughtering that too. But hey, keeping it going with the bad names, right? I can't pronounce nothing. But essentially, I'm curious. What do you guys think? Is it it's legible? Is it good? Is it more helpful knowing that which character or ship you're taking on? Let me know, because it does add about, 5 minutes for each label. It takes me to cut it out and kind of doctor it up and then import it. It's not a big deal. Like, I'm happy to do it. By no means am I complaining. But, like, if you guys hate it, If you guys totally hate it, the majority says no, it's booty, I don't like it. I'll get it out of there. But if you guys do like it, you're like, woohoo, I love it. Then I'll keep it and I'll keep doing it. All right, we officially made it through all 3 of those waves of defending. And as soon as we got here, our little robot picked up stuff and took off. And look at that. All we have to do now is go talk to Buddy. And that should complete this mission and also 100% Kashyyyk. And, you know, I'm going to pop something up and show you here in a second, too, as I'm sort of running out of my way to collect some extra studs. Once we complete this mission, assuming you have done everything else on Kachirho, it should, well, and assuming you've done the story in the free play, it should give you a trophy called The Slice. And get ready for it. We're going to go ahead and get rewarded for completing this. How do I even come up with this stuff? Booyaka show! Armed and ready, complete. And we've got that 100% for the area. But I did want to check this out. Kashyyyk and Kajimi. So it turns out Kajimi, if I'm even saying that right, it only has story and free play stuff. So there are some tasks that need to be done there, but they're all based on the story and are just related to that. So, oh yeah. Woo to the hoop. All right, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm kind of running around like a crazy face. I'm like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Do I need... Nope. And what I'm really doing here is just pulling up the map so I can bounce out to Kashyyyk, land back on Kachirho. And the reason for that is because next up is going to be Kashyyyk Space. So, yeah, we could have probably included it in this video and only added another, 5 minutes or less. But we'll just break it up into another one and make it easy peasy. But, hey, we've officially landed here. We're back in action. And let's go ahead and check out our final totals. Did we do it? Why, yes, we did. All 26 Kyber bricks, that famous data card, both characters, and, of course, that wonky ship. I don't know, GMP Droid. I don't even know what that is, man. Lots of ships and lots of characters I'm not familiar with, so that's A-okay. But hey, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. Don't forget to check us out on social media and all that fun stuff. Again, big shout out to Tyler P., our guide writer, who's been helping me figure out all sorts of things in this game. I would not have been able to do this without him. And of course, big shout out to the rest of the team as well. As for me, though, that's going to do it. As always, until next time, see ya.